Jade Rabbit, man. I am so glad that this gun is back in my hands. And let me go ahead and just say this. It fires, it feels, it handles everything. It's essentially Destiny 1. It feels just like it did in Destiny 1. The downside is the weapon doesn't hit as hard as it did in D1, but that still does not rule out the fact that this is one of the best scout rifles in the game right now, if not the best scout rifle. It will be the scout rifle that as soon as I get my hand on, I will rock it constantly when it comes to mid and long range engagements. Now let's go ahead and talk about this weapon, why I think it's good. It's the 150 round per minute archetype. That's never been a very competitive archetype. A lot of people like the 200, maybe the 180 round per minute archetype, but for most part, no one really went there with the 150s. They never really liked them that much. Now this one is unique because it has an intrinsic perk on it called the Fate of All Fools. You guys probably know where this is going. Essentially, chain body shots to gain bonus damage on your next precision shot. So if I were to say the best optimal time to kill with this weapon, you would be looking at a time to kill of 1.2 seconds, which is the same as all the other 150s. The upside to this gun is the intrinsic perk Fate of All Fools. Now, Fate of All Fools, you chain body shots to gain that extra precision damage. Now, how much are we talking? Essentially, one body shot, which would be 37 damage, would throw your next precision shot up to 57. That in turn means you can hit 2 more crits right after that at 57 to 52 to 52 again, and you just killed anyone in the game at 3 crits, 1 body shot in 1.2 seconds at 9 armor or less. It's a really big deal, guys, and I know that's very minute numbers. It's very specific, but it's the thing that's gonna make this archetype shine a lot more than what it's been, because everyone has ignored this scout rifle archetype for a really long time. Now let's talk about the other things this weapon's got. It's got armor piercing rounds, which is nice, of course, if you want to hit multiple targets, and it works really well in PvE as well for hitting multiple targets. And it's got Zen moment. Now this gun right here, without a doubt, this is the stickiest scout rifle in the game. It is one of those guns that I even said it back in Destiny 1. As long as you land that first shot, as long as you just hit that first shot, there's something weird about this weapon, because it's as if it scales with the impact of the gun. You will just suddenly see the most stable scout rifle in front of you, and it will hit every single shot after that. Another beautiful thing that Jade Rabbit had in Destiny 1 was, hell, man, you could hardly feel any flinch when people were shooting you back, which is unusual here in Destiny 2, right? It seems as if every weapon you use flinches, and this gun does not hardly, man. I mean, I have not noticed much flinch at all with this scout rifle. Another beautiful thing about this scout, man, is if you like to hip fire, if anyone, and this is not just specific to PC, this is console gameplay, so if you like to hip fire, I constantly hip fired this gun back in Destiny 1. You can hip fire all day with the Jade Rabbit, and it is consistent. Wherever the reticle is, it will land for the most part, especially when people are pushing up on you. So guys, Jade Rabbit is nasty. Let's talk about PvE though real quick, because I don't want this to just be specific to PvP, because I think this weapon also has a place in PvE. I was messing around in PvE, and I'll go tell you guys it does a good job, simply because it's got the perk, the Fate of All Fools, and because that does return ammo back to the magazine, it really helps. And so little stuff like that can constantly allow you to keep feeding more ammo back into your gun and to keep outputting DPS. The downside of this gun is the extra precision damage on single targets is not something you're going to be able to take advantage of all the time, because for the most part, if you're trying to get optimal DPS, it's not advantageous for you to suddenly start shooting the boss in their body and torso to suddenly start shooting them in their crit zone. You see what I mean? You would want to just keep hitting their crit zone. Now, if you have a boss, say like Scions or anything like that, that tends to move a bunch, then yeah, this weapon would be great, because you're not always going to be able to hit precision shots. So then, you know, you'll be able to just bounce off some of those body shots and take advantage of that when you do hit your crit. Fellas, that's Jade Rabbit, man. I mean, it's nasty. It's gross. I'm going to go ahead and just say it's going to be my favorite scout rifle in the game right now. And I'm biased. I'll admit it, man. I mean, if the only other gun that could deter me away from Jade Rabbit would be Kartel. But even now, with the way the archetype of 150 round per minute weapons are, I just don't see any other scout rifle outshining Jade Rabbit right now. It's too consistent, it's too forgiving, and it's too damn stable, man. And with so many weapons in this game that tends to take so much flinch and recoil being outrageous, this gun is a godsend for us. Fellas, thank you so much for coming and watching this video. If you enjoyed this, definitely hit that thumbs up. And as always, guys,
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.